Greetings, Spartan, and welcome back to the UNSC Infinity War Game Simulation Training Program. The events taking place on Requiem have sparked a conflict between us and a group of Covenant. This Covenant remnant is still fiercely loyal to their ideals and are hell-bent on claiming Requiem for their own. And while they do carry with them the expected assortment of weapons, they have one new armament of particular interest: the Storm Rifle. The Type 55 Directed Energy Rifle is developed by Lodam Armory and is widely considered to be the evolution of the Type 25 Plasma Rifle, which was the standard issue Covenant weapon throughout the entirety of the Human-Covenant War. But it seems more likely to be a derivative of the Type 51 Plasma Repeater. But this weapon was only encountered in heavy numbers during the Battle of Reach, so not many UNSC soldiers would be familiar with it. Either way, the Storm Rifle is a vast improvement over both weapons. It boasts a substantial increase in damage, rate of fire, and accuracy. This is mostly due to its revamped design, which seems to be inspired by the Type 51 carbine. It now has a stock for increased recoil absorption and an extended barrel to increase round velocity and accuracy. For all intents and purposes, this is no longer the plasma rifle we are accustomed to. It is now more than a match for the UNSC's MA5 series, which may prove troublesome in the days to come as this conflict continues. Therefore, it is imperative that you learn how to adopt this weapon. After all, your life may depend on it. The Storm Rifle fires bolts of heated plasma from a battery that we do not know how to reload or recharge, but at full charge it is capable of firing 200 rounds before it depletes. Like the plasma weapons before it, the Storm Rifle does not require reloading. Instead, the weapon will vent excess heat when it overheats from too much firing. This is a long process that lasts up to 3 seconds, but it is also a blessing. With careful fire control, you will be able to sustain consistent fire until you deplete the weapon's battery. If the weapon does happen to overheat, you should know that the ventilation process is fully automated. Any action you take will not interrupt the process. This is a tremendous advantage as soldiers do not need to reload the weapon or carry extra ammunition. So when the Storm Rifle overheats, feel free to switch to another weapon or sprint to cover. The bolts of plasma that it fires are also much faster than ever before, and while the rounds are not as fast as conventional human ballistics, they are a vast improvement over what came before. It also fires at a rate of 700 rounds per minute, making it much faster than its UNSC counterpart. The Storm Rifle takes 9 rounds to deplete the shields of a Spartan 4, with 6 more rounds killing the target. After 6 rounds connect, a melee attack will neutralize most opponents. These stats are very comparable to the Assault Rifle, but the Storm Rifle fires much faster. Many are quick to dismiss the Storm Rifle as a weaker counterpart to the UNSC Assault Rifle. This is understandable because up until this point, the Covenant really had no widespread counterpart to the MA5 series. But understand this, the Storm Rifle is a deadly close-range automatic weapon that should never be underestimated for any reason. That being said, its usage is very similar to that of the Assault Rifle, a weapon that you should be thoroughly familiar with at this point. The key differences being the rate of fire and the accuracy. The Storm Rifle fires at 120% the speed of the Assault Rifle, meaning that the Storm Rifle can kill much quicker. As range increases, the Assault Rifle proves to be more accurate under sustained fire, and it also has faster projectiles, meaning that at middle range, the Assault Rifle has an advantage. But with good fire control, the Storm Rifle can match it because it has a higher rate of fire. In battles at mid-range, you should burst fire the Storm Rifle. Letting the weapon settle between shots will ensure consistent accuracy. But only do this against other automatic weapons or while trying to finish off a retreating enemy, because ranged weapons like the carbine or the DMR will have no trouble picking you off from beyond your effective range. But at close range, the Storm Rifle is devastatingly powerful. Feel free to hold down the trigger while aiming for center mass. You will find that the Storm Rifle makes short work of most targets. However, you still want to avoid head-on confrontations whenever possible. Sometimes you don't have a choice, but you want to flank and surprise enemies as often as possible. The high rate of fire of the Storm Rifle means that if you get the jump on a target, you can put enough rounds into them to make their retaliations pointless. And as always, it is recommended to stay with your team, especially when you have no range capabilities outside of a secondary weapon. And while you may be tempted to rush in and lower the enemy shields with your Storm Rifle, it's better that you just wait for a moment. Don't wait long. just until the initial grenades are thrown and the first few rounds are fired. Then move in and help your team clean them up. For your secondary weapon, the Magnum is a solid choice for any close-range weapon. Its 2x magnification scope and headshot capability make it perfect for picking off targets that decide to flee or when the storm rifle overheats. You can use the Magnum to add a degree of flexibility to your kit, allowing you to do combat at close range and at mid-range. The bolt shot is somewhat redundant, but it's still very effective. It is headshot capable, and with its high rate of fire you can easily neutralize weakened foes. But outside of close range, it is difficult to land headshots. The secondary fire is also devastating in close quarters combat, allowing you to one-shot enemies when your storm rifle overheats or when you need to get a fast kill. The bolt shot is a great choice for very close quarters engagements. The plasma pistol, on the other hand, is practically worthless with the storm rifle. The time that it takes to switch to the weapon, charge a shot, aim, fire, and switch back is better spent using the storm rifle itself. And while it can be used to disable vehicles, battlefields that have an armored presence are generally too large for the storm rifle to be used effectively as a primary weapon. Therefore, we do not recommend the plasma pistol. Fragmentation grenades are the best option for close quarters combat. They are very easy to manipulate with their ability to be ricocheted off of hard surfaces, and in tight spaces where your enemies have very little room to run, it's easy to plant a grenade at their feet, then move in and clean them up with the storm rifle. Plasma grenades are also a good option. While they cannot be bounced around like a frag, their explosion is powerful and you can stick them to opponents. They're perfect for when you catch an unaware enemy off guard, which does complement the flanking tactics of the storm rifle. Just make sure that you aren't standing too close when the grenade goes off. Pulse grenades are a more difficult option. They aren't as directly powerful as frag and plasma grenades, making them somewhat unreliable for weakening opponents. Their primary use is to block off areas and deter your enemies from either retreating or advancing, but it is very easy to just simply cut yourself off from your target. Pulse grenades are powerful and great for defending objectives, but just don't expect the same flexibility found in other grenades. Armor abilities will grant you a piece of activatable equipment to augment your performance. These are the ones that we recommend for use alongside the storm rifle. Active camouflage will turn you nearly invisible provided that you limit your actions. The ability to hide in plain sight can give you a wonderful ambush opportunity or allow you to escape when your shields need to recharge. But remember, the blue markers it places on radar can be a dead giveaway to your location, so don't lock yourself in a corner. The hard light shield will allow you to defend yourself and allies by projecting a panel of hard light in front of you. And while it can be effective on its own, it is better used with a team to support you. We have also noticed that Spartans have a habit of shooting shielded targets despite the common sense that we try to teach them. So you may be able to lead a charge through narrow corridors, giving your team mobile cover. You can use the hologram ability to project a holographic copy of yourself. And while most Spartans won't be fooled by this, it has a variety of more subtle uses. The hologram will still show up on Promethean vision, meaning that if you take the stealth upgrade, the hologram can be a useful decoy when you see the pulse on your radar. And speaking of radar, the hologram will show up as a moving enemy. And while this can draw attention, you can also use it to seemingly increase the number of Spartans in your area, which may ward off potential threats. The jetpack substantially increases your maneuverability by allowing you to bypass otherwise insurmountable obstacles. It opens entirely new flanking routes that you should use to their utmost advantage. You can use them to get in behind enemies, flank them, and surprise them. The only downside is that you can be very vulnerable while you're in the air, so try not to fly too high, okay, Spartan? Promethean vision will enhance your overall awareness by allowing you to detect threats through solid objects. While this is a powerful ability, it can easily be countered by the stealth upgrade. And with weapons like the storm rifle, you are much better off using your motion sensor and your situational awareness. If you expect an enemy around every corner, then you should have absolutely nothing to fear. Many Spartans were quick to dismiss the thruster pack at first, but the overall utility of this armor ability is starting to become a bit more recognized. While the increase in mobility is short, the ability has a fast recharge time. You can use it for last second dodges, avoiding death from a high fall, or readying your weapon quicker. There is a wide variety of uses that you can learn with the thruster pack, too many to discuss here, but it's definitely an option that is worth your consideration. Tactical packages and support upgrades, like armor abilities, will augment your performance in the field, and while their effects won't be as directly noticeable, they are nevertheless important to your success. Firepower will allow you to carry 2 primary weapons. Use this to counter the poor range of the storm rifle, but be sure to take a long-range weapon like the DMR instead of a medium-range one like the carbine. This will ensure that you can cover the most range possible, making you deadly at any distance. Mobility grants you the ability to permanently sprint. You can use this to reach objective points and flanking routes faster than your enemies and give them a nasty surprise before they can react. You can also use it to escape undesirable circumstances should the need arise. Take this package if you prefer to stay on the move. With resupply, you can collect grenades from your fallen enemies. The close range nature of the storm rifle ensures that your enemies will almost always die within your reach, where resupply will give you a nearly endless abundance of grenades. This package is very deadly in close quarters combat and is one that you should highly consider. Shielding will boost the recharge speed of your energy shields. With this package, you can enter serial engagements rapidly while maintaining your shield strength. Should you find yourself in a sticky situation, simply find some cover or retreat. Once your shields begin recharging, they will be full before you even get back to the battle. The ammo upgrade will increase the battery capacity of the storm rifle by 50%, giving you a total of 300 rounds. Since you cannot replenish the ammo of the storm rifle in any way, having extra ammunition is a worthwhile option. 200 rounds may sound like a lot, but the storm rifle's high rate of fire will burn through them faster than you realize. Dexterity will reduce your weapon swap time and reduce the time the storm rifle needs to vent excess heat. The time the storm rifle requires to vent heat is very long when compared to the reload times of other weapons, and dexterity helps level that field. But considering that you can vent the heat while sprinting or while using another weapon, you should take dexterity for the effect of swapping weapons faster. Explosives will increase the damage of your grenades as well as reducing the damage you take from enemy grenades. In close quarters combat, grenades are a very common occurrence, and taking explosives will allow you to capitalize on that fact. But unless you take resupply, you will be relying more on the defensive bonus of this upgrade, and unless you're going for a very grenade-oriented setup, you probably won't need the explosives upgrade. The stealth upgrade will hide you from enemy Promethean vision. This can be very useful because Promethean vision is a common choice for many Spartans. Using the stealth upgrade will allow you to surprise them and get in close. You will still be noticeable on the motion sensor, but you can use this to your advantage. When the enemy spots your marker, they may instinctively activate their vision and watch the entryways while ignoring their sensor, leaving them very vulnerable to a rush attack. Overall, the storm rifle is a powerful close-range weapon and more than a match for the UNSC assault rifle. It has an incredible rate of fire that, when tamed, can give near-endless firepower. And although the weapon does have some shortcomings, it rewards control and foresight. If employed in the right hands, the storm rifle will wreak havoc on your enemies and leave destruction in your wake. Thank you for watching this episode of my Halo 4 weapon guides. If you like this, please have a look at the rest of my channel and be sure to stay tuned for the next episode where I will be covering the Forerunner Suppressor. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for watching. My name is Matt, and I will see you next time.